Hello everyone, my name is Hayomide Emmanuel Agbola. Welcome to my SQL learning documentary. This morning we'll be talking about group by. In the last video, I've spoken about the aggregate function, which are average, mean, max, count, and sum. All these works together with group by. You can't just run group by query in SQL without any of these aggregate function. And group by means you putting some things that are that are together, maybe things that are in common in a in a single bucket. For instance, maybe you want to have a society meeting or a community development work. You now group people according to their age. You have the elderly male, the elderly female, the young adult, the children between the age of maybe 15 to 19, and we have other people which are the elderly ones, maybe at the age of 80 upward. Putting these people in their age bracket, putting them in a bucket that have the same group of people with the same age, is what we mean by group by. You can return a query that says, give us the name of the number of BOs that are based on of business owner based on their level of education. We are going to be running this query and see how this works in SQL. We are simply saying we want to know the number of business owners according to their level of education. We want to know the number of business owners that fall into masters, that fall into business bachelor's degree, that fall into higher education, high school, and all that. So I will just return two columns. Let me just say the highest education as the first column, and I will now count, because to find the number of business owners, it means to count. If you remember in the video I did for count. So we're going to say highest education, and I will count for the BOID. I want to count the BOID. I want to know each BO. I want to count every of my BO in their highest education category. So count BOID, and I will rename this. So I won't have my column to be count BOID. So I want to rename it to total BOs. I've explained this in the last video. What as means, I mean, is alias. It's changing that count BO to total BOs. From our BOs table, we are bringing everything from the same BOs table. I will group them by. This is where we are going. Group them by their highest education category. We want to know the number of each BO under each level of education. So I will group them by, and when you are grouping by, you group by what you have in your select statement, not the count. You don't group by what we have in your aggregate function, no, but you group by every other column you have in your select function, your select statement. If you have more than highest education, then maybe we have a onboarding date, we have inactive date. You are going to put everything in your group by statement. If not, you will not get a good result. So let's run it now and see our results. And we see that we have highest education and we have total BOs. So we have college, the total number of BOs. We have high school, the total number of BOs. We have bachelor's degree, the total number of BOs. We have master, total number of BOs. High school or below, we have the total number of BOs. So that is what group by does. It helps us to put our record in bucket and return them in a neat way that will make us to be able to make our data-driven decision. And also, there is another way we can return our query by grouping by too. If you don't want to write your highest education, let me show us that. If you don't want to use highest education like this, we can also remove the highest education and put 1. If you put this one, it means the number 1 column in the select statement. If you have any other column again, it will be 1, 2. If you have any other one again, it will be 3, like that, like that. But we have just single one, which is 1, highest education, and the second one is count, which is 2. And I said we don't use count, we don't use anyone that are in our aggregate function as our group by. So can we see that we return the same result as the first one we did? I hope you understand